Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to Joeboy Racing. Today, I'm going to be doing my preview for the Newmarket July Festivals, days 2 and 3, the Friday and the Saturday. I will be attending both days and bringing you race day vlogs, a day at the races, to give you an insider tip and you can see how much I've actually staked. I'm going to run through some bits that I've already put on anti-post and my main fancies of what I'm probably going to bet on while I'm at the track for the day. So let's get stuck in. The first race on the Friday is a Heritage Handicap Class 2 over 1 mile and 2 furlongs. I don't have a particularly massive fancy in this one. I've put a bet on already. I put a bet on anti-post at 8 to 1 on Urban Glimpse, which is now currently trading at 10 to 3. So it's shortened up quite a lot. If one there was one that I was dead keen on, Wave Rider, but the way the odds were stacking up, I sort of assumed it wasn't going to be entered. So I'm glad I didn't put an anti-post bet on that. I will be keeping an eye out for that one in upcoming meetings. But yeah, like I say, not got a massive fancy. There's two or three in here that could win this because of the price, 8 to 1. I've just put a small, it's only a win only bet as well. Normally I back each way if it's above, even 4 to 1. But like I said, I don't have a massive fancy. I didn't want to stake a massive amount. So for me, I've given the nod to Urban Glimpse. He looks progressive. There's a horse in here called Karaka, currently trading at 6 to 1. I think's got a chance. King's Charter, I say short price fav, 3 to 1 fav at the top of the market. It's now between sort of Urban Glimpse and King's Charter vying it out for favouritism. I think he's got a chance. Regalian is another progressive, lightly raced horse. Like I say, there's too many in here for me to want to get stuck into. Moving on to the second race, the 225. It is a Group 2 filly sprint, 6 furlong sprint. You got an odds-on favourite here, really short price Fab Venetian Sun, unbeaten, run really impressively at Ascot. Is the definitely the deserved favourite. I did actually see Argentine Tango win when I was at Newmarket July course for one of my other previous race day vlogs that I did, and it ran impressively. But I actually preferred the horse that I did back, but just lost to in a photo, Midnight Tango, over Argentine Tango. He's been pulled out, and I wasn't impressed enough with Argentine Tango. Deservedly the second fav based on what he done that day, and he did finish second to Venetian Sun previously. But I've decided to take another stab on a horse, Spicy Marge. I was there on 1,000 Guineas Day at Newmarket when she won her maiden. It was really impressive. I then put her up at Royal Ascot for my Royal Ascot preview. Didn't run the best. I was a little bit disappointed, but I think Kieran Schumacher will have learnt a lot from that ride. He delivered her a little bit too early. Probably wasn't on the right side. And yeah, I just think the 6 furlong trips could bring out some improvement. At the end of the day, it's lightly raced 2-year-olds. Any one of these could improve massively. And at the prices, I've got on at 14 to 1. £10. I think I've put £10 each way on it to return £198 if it wins. Um, like I say, same as Urban Glimpse. I think Venetian Sun is probably the likely winner, not a price that I can get stuck into. So I've decided to take a small each way chance on Spicy Marge again because I like the filly. Moving on to the 3 o'clock, we've got a 1 mile 6 class 2 handicap. Again, another super competitive handicap here. There's a couple of horses that I actually saw run at Goodwood and they finished a close second and third to French Master, who I put up again in my Ascot preview because although he only just won by a short distance that day, he did catch the eye because he was hampered in running all over the place, didn't get the best of rides. He was my nap of the day and did go in subsequently. Those two horses were Dancing in Paris and Story Horse. They're currently sitting second and third favourite in the market. I've not had a bet on them yet because I can see them drifting out. Story Horse has won at Newmarket before, which sort of makes me lean towards Story Horse. But then Dancing Paris ran a really good race last time out at Newcastle, over a longer distance as well to finish just behind Spirit Mixer. There is question marks whether that might have taken too much out of it. because it was only a couple of weeks ago. So again, not one that I'm looking to get stuck into. I can see both of them drifting out a little bit, to be fair to you, because you've got some Ascot form there with other horses, Champagne Prince and Align the Stars in behind. I could see them shortening to sort of second and third favourites. Endless Victory again is another interesting angle. So I might have a reverse forecast on those two, Dancing in Paris and Story Horse. Um, but I'm gonna wait until I'm there on the day and see what the market does, because I think the market's going to be key to sort of try and unpick this one. It's a real tricky puzzle. This, I don't have a super strong fancy. Maybe Story Horse, maybe Dancing in Paris. If both of those drift like a barge in the market, then I might not back any of them. Like I say, Endless Victory is interesting. Champagne Prince is interesting as well. Um, so I'm going to leave this one as a no bet currently. I will have a bet because I'll be there tomorrow, but at the minute I can't really confidently put up a selection. Keep tuned in for my race day vlog, my day at the races, to see who I ended up selecting and backing in that race. Moving on to the feature race of the day. This is a Group 1 over 1 mile, the Falmouth Stakes. Really competitive race. Cinderella's Dream was super impressive when I saw her at Newmarket. She's then subsequently gone to Royal Ascot and lost to Crimson Advocate. There's a couple of other interesting ones in here, but I actually have backed January, the favourite. I think she ran a really good race last time out at Royal Ascot, finished behind a couple of proper horses, and the £9 swing is a big thing for me. 3-year-olds tend to have a better record in this race. Aidan O'Brien has a good record in this race with 3-year-olds. Those two things in conjunction with the £9 swing, the weight allowance, has just made me land on January. Now, I did back it anti-post, so I managed to actually get some value in the price. I'm on it at 4-1, and I got stuck in at 4-1. He's currently trading best price at 2-1 now. I still think that's a little bit of value, to be honest. I can see it running a massive race. A couple at a price I thought at Silla was interesting as well. Actually beat Sasane, who won that race where January finished third at Royal Ascot, beat that in a maiden, I believe it was, and then subsequently got the form reversed at the Irish 1000 Guineas. But I think there could be excuses made for that run. It was sort of dropped out the back at the car as not ideal. I think if it's ridden a little more prominently at Newmarket, she could be in with an each way shout. You can still get 3 places. It was trading as big as 28-1. I've not had a bet on it yet. Hopefully it will drift out again. Currently at 16-1. I may have a small each way bet on at Silla as well. But for me, the selection in this one is January. It's a shame I couldn't put the video up a little bit earlier, but obviously final declarations hadn't been made, etc. It might not have even got entered. Luckily for me, it was entered, and I've got stuck into it. So if you want to see how much I've staked on it, come back again, watch the race day vlog, and I'll be talking through all of my stakes, how much I've put on for these selections that I'm putting up. The 410 is a maiden over 7 furlongs. I will not be having a bet in this race. Unless January goes in, I'll be well up for the day, even with all my other bets. So I may have a cheeky bet if I'm feeling flush. But if it doesn't go in, I definitely won't. I'll be crying, and I definitely won't be having a bet. So the penultimate race, the 445, it's a class 3 handicap over 7 furlongs. Again, not a race I'm going to get stuck into. Don't have real massive fancy either way. One that was sort of catching the eye a little bit was Up the Pace. Looks like a progressive horse. Kieran Schumacher's on board. Saxonia was another one that sort of I may have an each way play on. And then also Darkness right at the bottom of the market. If Darkness gets a little bit of market support, I might jump on. He finished quite close to in a Banbury Cup last year, and this is obviously a lot easier task than a Banbury Cup. So I'll keep an eye on the market for that one. Like I say, I don't have a massive fancy. I was leaning towards up the pace. You can get that currently trading at 11 to 2, so easily backable each way. But I wouldn't be getting stuck in. In the last race, the 520, again we got another class 3 handicap, 5 furlong sprint, and I will not be having a bet in this race. So moving on to day 3, the Saturday, July Cup day, big day. Looking forward to being there in person. The first race of the day is a maiden at 140, so I'm not going to be having a bet in that. I'm just going to sit back, look, take some notes, see who catches the eye for races going forward, other 2-year-old races. The 212, which is a fillies handicap, class 2 over 7 furlongs. Miss Nightfall is your short price fav. Misinformation, obviously both Ascot performers, and for me, it's Miss Nightfall. I know, obviously, people don't like it when you back short price winners, but for me, I think she's just going to win this. I think excuses can be made for her not winning at Royal Ascot, but I think you look at the handicap mark compared to Misinformation, and how well she finished off. It's a preferred trip as well. I think she just gets the nod ahead of Miss Nightfall. Obviously, I'll keep an eye on what the market's doing. The fact that they're both favoured is good because it means you're going to get a bit more juice in the price for whichever one you back. If you fancy Misinformation, I couldn't put you off, was super impressive, but for me, the selection is Miss Nightfall, and I'm going to have a good size bet on Miss Nightfall. So moving on to the 250, the Banbury Cup, Heritage Handicap, Class 2 over 7 furlongs. And you have More Thunder at the top of the market here. I'm super confident on More Thunder here. It's a bit of a concern that it's drawn in the widest stall, stall 13, but I think the step up in trip to 7 furlongs is gonna suit. I think the fact it's still on the same handicap mark as Royal Ascot, because it got and you can make excuses for that running as well. Jockey got his whip caught in the reins. Arguably would have won that. Finished off super strong. I think the 7 furlongs is going to bring out some improvement. Obviously, £10 finished not far behind. More Thunder. Um, I think that is probably the main threat. Acadian Thunder as well. I might have a little reverse forecast on More Thunder and Acadian Thunder, but I managed to get More Thunder at, I think it was 5 to 2, 2.5 to 1. So I had a little bit of a lump on with More Thunder. It's one of my stronger fancies of the 2 days. So yeah, I might have an each way bet on Run Boy Run. I think that's the step up. He won his group impressively at Royal Ascot, faded a little bit, ran on well again. I might have a small each way cover bet on Run Boy Run, or I might do the reverse forecast with Acadian Thunder. Not sure yet. Check out the day at the racing, the Raceday vlog to see which one I go with. But yeah, selections More Thunder, one of my stronger fancies the 2 days. Moving on to the mile handicap, which is a class 2 3-year-old only, over 1 mile, surprisingly. It's the 325. Not sure if I'm going to have a bet tonight or tomorrow. Some firms are still offering 3 places as well. Some firms are offering 2. It's literally just shortened into 11 to 4 as I'm recording. I think fifth column's got a real good chance. So nothing else was jumping out at me. Obviously, Bedouin Prince is interesting, but I think off the handicap mark that it likes to go in, likes the distance. For me, I'm going to have a bet on fifth column. So how much, I'm not sure. You'll have to check in on the race day vlog to see how much I get stuck into it, because good pedigree. So I can't see any reason not to be having a decent stake on it. So yeah, in the 1 mile, handicap. The selection is 5th column. Moving on to the 4 o'clock, the Group 2, the Superlative Stakes, over 7 furlongs. Got a real short price fav here, Italy at 4 to 6. I may have a small each way bet on Bourbon Blues. I believe I gave it a mention as an outsider, a cover bet at Royal Ascot. Think it ran on well, considering it was on the wrong side. I don't think it's going to be classy enough, to be honest, to get involved here, and bookmakers are only paying 2 places, so it might just be a case of a watching race for me. But yeah, not going to get stuck in. Out of the two, the second favourite and the third favourite in the market, I'm probably leaning towards Wild Desert. Whether they'll be good enough to beat Italy, I don't know. A lot of people are tipping up Italy to be a 2000 guineas horse, so yeah, not a strong fancy. Where I stand currently, 40 to 1. I might even chuck an extra place in there and just have a small each way stake, depending on how much they take out the price. I can see it drifting out. It's going to be the rank outside of the field, Bourbon Blues. It's got Tom Marquand on board, so good enough jockey booking. Hopefully, there's some improvement there. I think it's stepping up in trip as well from 6. Maybe that might bring out some improvement. But yeah, not a strong fancy. Not going to get stuck in. Right, moving on to the main feature of the entire meeting, the July Cup, Class 1, Group 1, over 6 furlongs. Cracking race. You've got a deep field here. It's tricky to single one out. I mean, there's a couple of names in here that I'm leaning towards. I mean, I believe it's Believing's last run before she retires, and I think these stories in racing happen more often than you think, where the sort of fairy tale does happen. So I'll be tempted with Believing. I put up Inner Sharon at Royal Ascot, was super disappointed with it. Didn't run any kind of race whatsoever. I'm not sure there could be too many excuses either to be made. So it's got a different jockey on it. Evesy's jocked up on it this time, who has brought out the best in it before. So I may go in a Sharon, but there's nothing here. Flora Bermuda I'll put up at Royal Ascot, but she was 12 to 1 or 14 to 1 then, so you would be inclined to back her, but at 4, you can get 5 to 1 about her, but only with 3 places. I'm not going to be getting stuck in. I thought Big Mojo might be worth a second chance. Again, run poorly at Royal Ascot, might be able to bounce back. Those were a couple of the names, Believing and Big Mojo. But yeah, I'm probably not going to get stuck into this one, guys, which is disappointing because I feel like Notable Speech is there to be taken on. Obviously, probably is the best horse in the race, but dropping back down quite considerably, it might be a master stroke. It might blow up in the face. So yeah, a tricky puzzle. I think Ides of March as well is. I actually lost money on Ides of March when it lost to Symbol of Honour a few starts ago, a couple of starts ago. But I mean, at 50 to 1 with 4 places, considering that's 50 to 1, and then Symbol of Honour's 6.5 to 1, and there was only a length in it, and Ides of March didn't have the best journey through that race. I might have a little cover bet on Ides of March at 50 to 1 as well. It might just be a sacrificial lamb job for Whistlejacket, just to try and set a massive pace for people to get tired in. So really tricky puzzle. In terms of value, I'm leaning towards Believing. I'm leaning towards Big Mojo. May have a small cover bet on Ides of March, but not going to be getting stuck in. You'll have to check out the Raceday vlog to see which one I side with and which one I back. The last race of the day, Class 3 handicap over 1 mile 4. I will not be having a bet. So there's my selections, guys. I know it's a bit of an unorthodox preview. Normally I go through with one or two in terms of a cover bet of what I like. I don't normally cover every single horse of a day of a meeting, because there is some that I won't be having a bet in. So I don't like putting up horses if I personally am not going to be having a bet on them. Some of these that I've previewed are ones where I like the look of them. I like the look of the form, but I'm not sort of sold on it 100% that I've parted with my money yet. So I will have a look if there's big market support for certain things, or if certain things drift to value, I will jump on board. But obviously, I'm not just gonna cover it if I don't have a real strong feeling for the horse. So let me know in the comments down below, guys, if there's any horses that you think are good things for the next couple of days at Newmarket. My nap of the day, I'm going to put up for the Friday. I'm going to put up January. It's the biggest bet that I've had across the 2 days. And then for the Saturday, my nap of the day is more Thunder, because again, it's the second biggest bet that I've had across the 2 days. If you want to see what the stakes were that I put down, tune in on Friday night or possibly Saturday morning for the Raceday vlog, and then again Saturday night or possibly Sunday morning for the July Cup Day Raceday vlog. Super excited to go down there. It's going to be some great racing. Drinks will be flowing. Hopefully we can catch the best of the action for you, and it give you a little sneak peek inside a look as to what the July meeting is like, and whether it's something that you want to come to in the future. So give me a like, guys, give me a subscribe, and get stuck into those comments. Let me know what you're backing over the weekend.